Good morning and welcome to Veterans Call, a show for and about veterans. My name is Shannon and I'm the Director of Veteran Services for the town of Franklin. I'm very excited today to have at the studio our 3 volunteer instructors for Franklin's Tune It Out guitar program for veterans. Before I have them introduce themselves, a little background about this program. It was instituted in 2021 by the Town of Franklin Public Health Department and Veteran Services to provide a space for veterans to learn how to play guitar and to also have camaraderie. So without further ado, I would like to introduce our special guest today who volunteer their time for this program. Charlie, why don't you introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Charlie Brewer. I've been teaching since the program got off the ground.
All right, and tell us a little bit about your background.
I grew up in Franklin. I just recently moved to Uxbridge, but Franklin has always been home base for years and years. My mom is still here and went to Franklin High and started playing guitar here, and then I went in the Navy right after high school. And I was lucky enough to get in the ship's band, and that really kind of got me off playing in bands, and played in bands when I got out of the Navy with some friends here all around Franklin. I played for about 2 or 3 years, a band called The Basics, and we played Franklin, Rentham, all over. Then life happened, had a kid, and didn't play any music for probably 20 years or so, and about 2005 or so, I got involved again and been playing ever since. It's been a lot of fun. Music means a lot to me.
All right. Well, thank you so much. One last question before we go to our other instructors. How did you get involved with Tune It Out?
So, like I say, when the program got started, somebody reached out to me. I think that it was Jamie, and so I think I was the second instructor.
Okay. Thank you so much. Heath, please introduce yourself and tell us about your background.
All right. I'm Heath Nesbitt. I kind of grew up with music as a kid because my dad was a professor of music at Colorado State, so it kind of was ingrained, playing piano, and then I got playing guitar because my dad didn't play guitar, so I was like, I'm going to play guitar, so he doesn't tell me what to do. And, studied music, was in bands, studied music in college, got into doing, I got a degree in music therapy and did that for a little while before I got into computers. And, just off and on, music's always helped me out in different parts of my life. So I really like to share that with the general public and show them how music can really help you out. So that's why I love Tune It Out, because it's a great way, just a space for people to come, play guitar, learn a new skill, hopefully give them something to kind of escape the day-to-day pains they might be going through, and camaraderie, and just great group of people I've met. So
Thank you so much.
Yeah, my pleasure.
And last but not least, Pat, can you tell us a little bit about yourself? And
Sure.
yes.
Thanks, Shannon. My name is Pat Doyle. I'm a U.S. Marine Corps veteran living here in Franklin, and I've been playing guitar since I was 12 years old in 1966. So it's about 58 years. But like Charlie, that goes on and off. I find that I'm playing it more steadily now that I've started participating in the Tune It Out program. But with my years of experience, at least, I'm able to contribute a little bit to those who are learning from scratch, which is the way I learned, and share knowledge about chords, tablature, the guitar and its different parts, and the mechanics, so to speak. And I enjoy the program very much because for me, as Charlie and Heath have said, it's a safe space where you can experience camaraderie and learn music for free, and it's very comfortable.
Oh, thank you so
Sure.
much. So I have many questions for all of you, and I think I'll just go around and get started with the first question for Charlie. How is the class structured, and what are the goals of the program?
So the students have a range of ability. So we have some folks who have never touched a guitar before, and then we've got, folks like Pat, who are proficient and came and have really come up to speed. So we kind of runs the gamut from, very elementary up to, I would say, advanced beginner. And so that poses certain challenges to try to keep everybody interested and, make things relevant for the entire class. So, we do a lot of interactive stuff. A lot of our students are helping each other out. So if somebody is hung up, maybe they don't know how to play a chord. So somebody may help them play a chord. Or in some cases, maybe just understand where a note is. So it's the structure is very loose, to say the least. But what we try to do is we try to do some drills, and then maybe we'll do a chord review, and then spend maybe the last 20 minutes, half hour, learning new songs and playing together as a group. Does that sound about right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's nothing formal. Far from it.
I think that's good because if you compare it to taking guitar lessons with a guitar instructor at a music shop, it's so structured and you feel a little bit more pressure, whereas in this class, as Charlie mentioned, because it's a little bit looser and more informal, the pressure is not there so much, and it's more enjoyable, in my opinion, because of that.
Oh.
And I think the other thing that happens, especially depending on where people's levels are, it's always good to teach. It always reinforces, and I'm not trained, right? So I'm just kind of a hacker. Really, Heath is the pro. But being able to teach reinforces what I know, and I can see it within the class, right, Pat? Folks who know a little bit more can help the other guys out.
Right.
Yeah. Trying to meet each person at where they're at, right?
Good point.
And you got to take them to we do offer students guitars as well. So they'll, if we have a new student, they don't have a guitar through your office, we can supply guitars, but that could be a barrier too, because sometimes, I'm thinking of one student who was a little bit elderly, and she, we had to find a little bit smaller guitar for her. And you also got to take account things like fine motor skills. Some of the students, they might have, from previous injuries or,
Arthritis.
Arthritis, thank you. Yeah. So you really got to meet them where they're at, and try to make it a successful experience as you can. And that's, so that's the biggest thing we try to do, is just make it successful, fun, not frustrating.
Right.
And to kind of add on to that about the diversity of the class, so we've had folks who are mid-20s all the way up to I think the guy was in his early 90s. The first year that we were playing, we had a World War II vet who had never played guitar and decided that he wanted to learn guitar. So I mean,
That's nice.
it's really great.
What a gift.
But arthritis is a problem.
Yeah.
Well, it's very impressive how you've all come up with a game plan, to make it comfortable for everyone and to, make it beneficial and catered to each person's needs as well as the group.
Yeah, good observation.
So my next question, I'll start with Heath. What are the benefits of learning an instrument?
A lot of great benefits. It's everything from developing, like your fine motor skills, to just a good daily activity you can go to, where you can kind of take your mind off of whatever might be you stressed about or whatever. It's kind of a good go-to for that. It's a good way to become involved with meet new people, other musicians. It's a great thing. So it's, you know, there's all kinds of benefits as far as music goes, you know. It's a way just to, again, a new way to maybe express yourself too, you know. You know, maybe you're going through something and you find a song that kind of expresses, like, you know, you're sad about something. So you want to play, say, like a Beatles song or something. And it's a good way just so, you know, to kind of let it out, to play that song.
True. It's almost like another form of communication.
Exactly.
Almost another language, but not in words. But it's definitely your emotions pouring out from your soul and brain through the fingertips.
Definitely, yeah,
Wow.
definitely. So, I don't know if Charlie has anything.
I mean, I think everybody is different. Everything, what how they come to it, and that's, I think, something as I've gotten older and been involved with music and met more folks like you guys. I think everybody, it's very unique. So, you know, some folks like to perform. You know, some folks like to, you know, it may just be they have their own set of goals that they're shooting for. Me, it's kind of, I really love rock. So going back to when I was maybe 10 years old, my first Led Zeppelin album. And to be able to sit and try to figure out what was that lick and then add to it, what equipment did they use? And it's kind of an intellectual pursuit more than anything. And sometimes I'll just get a sound and it's like, oh. And, you know, so I think everybody's approach to music, I think, is very, very different.
Yeah, yeah. And music's like a time machine too, because, you know, you could hear a song that you heard when you were like in high school, and instantly you're
Brings you
taken
right
back to that period. You know, hopefully it was a good time of your life. So, and that's another thing, you know, I think we haven't really talked about, but trying to figure out, you know, we try to get our students to come up with songs that they want to do, that they're interested in, styles of music, all that. You know, so we want to make sure we don't say pick out a song that might trigger something in somebody, like, you know, they went through a divorce and that was the song that was their wedding song or something like that. You got to take that into account, you know, things like that.
Sure,
Yeah.
sure.
You can't foresee that.
No, you can't. Yeah.
But it sounds to me from what you're saying that music is very good for the mind,
Yes.
for socialization, for reminiscing, and just good for the soul.
Yep,
Right.
I think so.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, that's excellent. A lot of great reasons to come to class.
Yes.
So my next question, I'll start with Pat. How does this program benefit veterans?
Well, I can think of 3 primary ways that it does. Some of them have already been mentioned here this morning. The first is it's a safe place for veterans to come gather informally where there's camaraderie. You walk in there and the first thing is, you know, an introduction. Who are you? What branch of service were you in? And so forth, and then gets into guitar and music afterwards. Secondly, it's an opportunity to learn to play guitar at no charge in an environment that's, as I mentioned before, less structured than you would find with a guitar teacher at a music store. And lastly, of course, for veterans especially, is that because you focus so much on feeling the music and letting it out through your brain and fingertips, it's definitely a diversion from anyone who may be experiencing sadness or other types of intrusive thoughts or anything like that. And I think that, you know, we need to always keep that prime directive in mind, as I was mentioning to these guys the other day. It's, you know, that's a fundamental and has been helpful for me in that way.
Oh, any other comments with that question?
I would just say, for me, I have not been involved with a lot of veterans. Over my career, and I went back to school and stuff like that, I've never really been involved in any veteran groups. So it's been really, you know, a lot of fun to connect with vets. You know, we all have this kind of shared experience. Most of the guys, I don't think anybody was a career military, so most of the guys were, you know, really young, when they were in, and Shannon, you were in the service. You're a young person. You have a lot of responsibilities. It's a lot of work. It's a very, very unique experience, and you could talk to civilians all day long, and they have absolutely no idea. But you get in a group of vets, and they know immediately,
Right.
and it's a lot of fun. Razzing each other. Navy,
Yeah.
Marines,
Absolutely.
that's
Every time.
oil and water,
Let's get
right?
it.
So
Right, right.
so it's a lot of fun getting back together. If anybody hasn't, if they're a vet, they haven't gotten together with veterans, give it a shot. You'd be surprised at how much fun it is.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fantastic. Thank you for sharing your insights into that.
Yeah, I've learned. I mean, being a civilian, but just being around people that have served is just a great honor, and just being able to give back a gift of music, and learning to play an instrument is awesome. So I've definitely learned a lot from talking about some of their experiences as well when they served. So
We would never razz you.
no, of course not.
Next question, starting with Charlie. What should a new person coming to class expect? And do they need a music background?
No, that's the short answer is, you don't need a music background. Like I say, we have a range, of folks with different abilities. I think expectations, you bring your own, everybody's going to be unique with that. I think when I came as an instructor, what I wanted to be able to do was to teach people very basic chords so that they would be able to go home and play Frosty the Snowman or Happy Birthday or something for their family.
Yeah.
But as you get into it, again, everybody's approach to music is so different. Maybe somebody's trying to learn this Willie Nelson song that they've known all their life, or maybe somebody wants to really learn the Beatles, or maybe somebody does want to learn Happy Birthday, and they're happy with leaving it there. So just like there's a whole range of folks that come, there's a whole different set of expectations, and people should just bring their own goals, and we'll accommodate to the best of our ability.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, learning an instrument is basically, what is it they say? 5% actual instruction, 95% practicing
Right.
on your own. So,
That's true.
so we do try to tell our students, like, hey, it's up to you. If you're have 5, 10, 15 minutes to spare, right? Just try to pick it up
Gotta practice.
and play that A chord. Play that A chord going to D, or go over that pentatonic scale, or whatever you can fit in. So so we try to reinforce.
So you're there to provide the guided instruction.
Yeah, the foundation.
The
Charlie and Heath have always said to all of the students, try to play just 15 or 20 minutes every day. Don't wait till Tuesday morning or Monday evening before class and you haven't, played it all, because it'll be much more difficult. Practice is important.
Yeah.
My mother used to call me in from playing out in the backyard once I decided I was going to learn to play guitar. And she would call me in every single day and make me come in for the 15 minutes or a half an hour and practice the chords. And she'd look in my book and knew which chords I was trying to learn. And until I finally put a few of them together for a first song, and it was one of the Monkees songs. And because I wanted to play it for my brother when he came home from Vietnam.
Oh,
And
nice.
that's exactly what happened.
Wow.
I sat on the front step outside and he asked me to play it, because he must have heard it on the radio over there in Vietnam, and when he was
Wow.
there or something, and came home and I played it, and we thought that was pretty cool.
That is.
So
Wow.
practice is very important.
Yeah.
What a moving story.
Thanks.
Wow. So it sounds like beginners are welcome. Just plan on practicing.
Yes,
and,
I would say so.
Excellent.
But we don't do a ton of pressure. I mean, we're trying to be
Yeah.
low key about it, and we don't really do. If it was a majority of the class, we try to go by the majority. So say like majority of classes, oh, we want to do a Christmas show or something like that, or we want to do any kind. We don't push that. We're trying to make it like Pat and Charlie were saying, just a very comfortable space.
Yeah.
and yeah, if a majority of people were like, yes, we'd love to put on, show off like some of our songs we're learning, we're all gung ho. Or we also, we have a student almost probably every time he finds something from the internet. He has it copied out. He gives it to us. Like just learning the
nice.
James Bond theme, right?
Yeah.
So again, yeah, we try to be very flexible with like what students want. So.
And this is a guy who's retired and never touched an instrument, and now just bought a really nice guitar, and he
Right.
practices all the time. So I mean, it really is. It's been a lot of fun, huh?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, watching folks
Yeah.
come along. Pat's been Pat started as a student, and now he's an instructor, and
Yes, yes.
So that's the other thing I would say. Sure, we love beginners. We love people that have never played. But if you're intermediate, and if it's really hard for folks our age to find others to play music with.
Right.
So if you are if you've been playing, come on down, and we do try. It's kind of open ended on the back end. If folks want to stick around and do some jamming, we'll do that at the end. And then the plug for our little Franklin jam.
Sure.
I started a jam on the first Thursday of the month at the Senior Center for folks to come. Some of our students, but we're getting lots of civilians have been coming too, and so it's been that's been a lot of fun. So yeah, wherever your level is, come on down.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. So yeah, and just to add to a couple points you've made. So you mentioned someone bought a brand new guitar, and that's great. But I do want to say, if a veteran wants to join this class, we are very fortunate to have guitars donated by community members at large. Typically, American Legion Post 75. If we run out of guitars, they'll put out a social media post.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, it's great, and people have been very generous in donating. We also have a Navy veteran, John Heffley, who actually repairs guitars for us if they come in, a little bit
Yeah, he's been awesome.
out of shape.
Very knowledgeable, yeah.
Yeah. So you don't need to have a guitar to participate
Right.
in this program.
Major advantage.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And also, Charlie mentioned, Pat, that you started out class as a
Yeah.
student,
Yeah.
and then now you're an instructor. So if you don't mind sharing a little bit of your perspective from being, both a student and teacher now.
Sure. Being a student in the class is a lot of fun. It's pure enjoyment. And being an instructor in the class, of which I'm kind of at a junior level of instructing, still learning how to go around the room
We are
and
too.
not being able to play solos at the same level that Heath and Charlie can. But, I've got a fair amount of knowledge that I can contribute to beginner and intermediates. But being an instructor is fun too, but it's also rewarding. Because you can tell that you're helping people out, the ones that are trying to learn any certain aspect, whether they're an intermediate or not, or if they're a real beginner. It might take me a few minutes to discover that, they don't just not know how to play chords, but they might not even understand the basic parts of the guitar and how to form a note or hold their hand. So it's very rewarding to just be able to communicate and pass down that fundamental knowledge that they find, very revealing. And we'll take it to heart and try to practice it and get better. And we have students that are like that.
Oh.
So, the difference is rewarding as an instructor. As a student, it was just pure fun. That's the way I looked
That's
at it.
good to hear.
And I appreciate the opportunity. I first learned about the program from you in one of the Veterans Coffee Socials at the Senior Center.
Oh, okay.
Because you were hosting some type of an open house or something, and I asked, well, what's that all about? And you said, just come on down and check it out and see. And then I went and I saw you two jamming together, and I thought, wow, that's pretty good. I could learn from those guys, because I needed to kind of polish up my blues expertise.
Nice.
Excellent. Oh, the further we go into this interview,
Yeah.
the luckier I feel that we have you all on board.
Thanks.
You just bring so much talent and thoughtfulness and to this program. It's incredible.
Thank you.
So, my last formal question, Heath, what styles of music are taught in class?
We try to really be very flexible about that. We try to start off with basically the blues, which is a really good structured way of kind of learning some three chord sets. So we usually go with the blues, but then we have it very open-ended for we have students, again, a lot of backgrounds, so a lot of different students like different styles. So maybe some old country stuff. Of course, a lot of classics, from the 60s and 70s. I'm trying to think, even more modern music, so yeah, it's just very open-ended, We don't say no.
Sometimes we might do a Grateful Dead song.
Yeah, that's true.
Frank Zappa.
Yeah. Probably no speed metal's taught. So.
And if the students ever do want to perform, I definitely could find an audience. That would not be a problem, whether it's at one of the coffee socials or some other type of event, because it sounds like there's some great music that everybody's learning.
We're about to embark on some Christmas songs, so we'll see where we go from there, right?
It's a nice time of year. I like doing that at this time.
Yeah, so.
Oh, excellent. So this is a part I've been very excited for. Would you be willing to give a demo?
Sure.
Sure.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
definitely.
Welcome back. Our guitar instructors are all set up for the live demo.
All right. We're going to do two things that we teach in our class. We're going to play a E blues, which we show everybody blues in E, blues in A, blues in D. So the three keys we show, and then we also show the pentatonic scale, which is one of the first scales that we also show. So, all right, let's give this a shot.
Right.
1, 2, 3, 4.
So, what a fun jam session. Wow. That's so great to
beautiful.
see a demonstration of what the students are learning.
Our pleasure, our pleasure.
Yeah.
Notice you didn't have to ask twice.
Well, I just want to thank you all so much for being here today and sharing your experiences, your knowledge, not just in the studio today, but with the veterans who are your students. We are very, very lucky in this community to have you.
Thanks.
Thank
Shannon.
you. Thank you.
Thanks. We're lucky
pleasure.
to have the opportunity to do it. You know, we
Yeah.
have a lot of fun, and the guys in the class are great. I mean,
Yeah.
it
And
just
at
makes
least
it so
one or
much
two
fun.
women as well,
Yeah,
too.
yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Yep.
The
Yep.
folks in the class, excuse
Yes.
me.
No, but,
So,
yeah.
yeah, absolutely. And Shannon, thank you for putting the program together and supporting it the way you do. And,
Yeah,
you
thanks,
know.
Shannon. It's been
And
so
the-
helpful.
Franklin Senior Center for opening it up, and
Yep.
the custodial staff for sticking around at night and letting us do what we need.
Yeah, and they're so
we
polite
get a
and
lot
helpful.
of support, so it's great.
Oh,
do.
thank you so much. And just for the audience out there, if you have been inspired today, for veterans out there interested in joining class, the class meets every Tuesday at the Franklin Senior Center from 5:30 to 6:30. Veterans from any town can come. You don't have to live in Franklin. There will be a break on December 24th and January 31st, but otherwise, class will be on as usual. So come in, drop in, introduce yourself, meet these great guys and the other people in the class.
And we have a jam on Thursday night, first Thursday of the month.
Right, right.
At 5:30 till 8. So come on down for that too, veteran or not.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
Open to everyone.
Yep, for that jam session. My name is Shannon. This is Veterans Call. Have a great day.
This program was made possible by your Franklin friends and neighbors, good folks just like you. Thanks for supporting Franklin TV. And thanks for watching.